Hello everyone, welcome to Module 2, Lab 2. Here is the instruction. As an IT help desk technician, you are tasked with setting up a testing station to evaluate a variety of peripherals and devices. Your goal is to ensure that all devices are connected using the appropriate USB cables, providing a reliable environment for testing and troubleshooting. Here's something I want to let you understand. As IT technician or IT specialist, your goal is to make sure the work environment is running smoothly without any issue. In order to do that, you have to make sure your test, and if there's any issue, you have to do the troubleshooting. That is very much your daily job. If anyone reach out to the IT team saying, hey, I have this issue, that is something you have to do every time. So in order to do this lab, we have to finish the following task. Use the items in inventory to complete the following tasks. So let's start with the first instruction, which say place the USB hub on workbench and connect it to a computer. This one we can quickly go through and see what we have. So this one is in storage. For sure, there's nothing that we can able to get USB hub from there. So peripherals, and there's only one single thing right there. So we don't really have anything. We keep moving on the next one. So we able to find the external USB hub right here. So we have to drag that one to workstation. And that is say connect this to the computer. So since it's a connect, what we have to look for should be cables, because that's the only way we can able to connect the different device to the computer, right? So since we have different USB hub from this side, and when you check the different USB right here, there's different type of USB. That's why you need to know exactly what type of USB that you are need. So the way you need to know is like you have to make sure you turn it the other side too. Like, okay, so if I pick one of this one, what I can able to connect to the other side. So that's something you have to check. But this side is not normal type A USB, so it seems like type B USB. But even though which one is that? Because there's different type A and type B, either mini or just a standard one. So we have to look for something which is mini instead of the standard. A mini. So let's try that one. So I know I already grabbed a lot of cables right here. So that's mini vertical. So I will try that one and see if that one works. That is actually work. So what I'm gonna do, so turn it back, all the cables that I don't need. So sometimes you don't have to know exactly which one, but like you can try. But it's good to know. If you do this one couple times, multiple times, you easy to know. So this is just one side. So since it's a connect to the computer, we have to grab the other side by turning the computer back side, and we have to click on the cables, make sure it's on cables, not on the hub. So you have to grab that and connect it to one of them. So that means with the first instruction, we are successfully connect that. Moving on. So connect the following device to USB hub. So we have three different device, and it's say connect. So every time it's connect, we have to look into the connection cable, so which is very much USB, and all the USB that I was returned before, hopefully it will be work. So that's what we start with. So the first one is inkjet printer. How you know the inkjet printer? If you already read about the printer before, it's easy to understand. But if you never see it before, you just click on it and then you can able to read what it's talking about. So this is inkjet printer. So what we're gonna do is we have to turn it back, then make sure we have the connector, and then which connector could be work for this one. So like this is mostly what connect the printer to the other device. So we can grab one of these and see if that work for us, since we already tried, and then we'll see if this is work. It seems like working fine. So since we have that and then it's connected, so what we're gonna do is we move on, and then to make sure, because we need to connect this to USB hub. So other side we already connected. Now what we need to do is to turn the USB hub to the front side. And since we already select this one, we have to go back and click on here in order to get the right side of the USB cables, and we connect that right here, and hopefully that complete the connection of inkjet printer to USB hub. Now we can move on the laser printer, which we can do the same thing. We have to turn it the back side and to make sure we connect to the connection place. Again, we have to grab the standard A to B to A, and we can just put right there. And then we have to make sure we grab that one side and then try to connect to B, and that is work. So if that is work, what we're gonna do is we move on USB hub, and then make sure the one we try to use is not connected. So the other one is type B is already connected. So we have to get type A that will be connected right here. So that also finished the laser printer connection to USB hub. So we move on the scanner. So the scanner, if you never see the scanner before, this is the good opportunity that you'll learn about the scanner, read about the scanner. So some of the printer come with scanner, but this is this scanner which is not connected with any printer, this itself. So the same thing, what we're gonna do is we have to make sure we turn it back and then look for the connection. So this is not look like A type USB, so this will be again the same connection that we already used from one of the connector. So we grab that B side, which is B type, and then we connect that, and then we'll see that is work fine. So A type is left, so this is what is work for A type. So that concludes we able to successfully connect this scanner too. Moving on, we are left with place the portable USB hard drive on the workbench and connect it to the computer. Now it doesn't say connect these to USB hub, so that is something you have to be careful with. If you try to connect to the wrong places, you can able to still connect it because there's one space left, but if it's not right place, you are going to mess up with that. So now, since it's talking about the hard drive, we have to go back to storage and look for, so you have to go back and then select the storage, and then you have to look for hard drive. But there's different drive that it doesn't say hard drive. So you have to make sure you are pick the right one, because you can connect any of this, but it doesn't really work because the lab is not asking you to do that. So what you need to do is you have to grab this one. Again, you have to connect, since it say connect, the only way you can connect is to use cable, the right cable to connect this drive to the computer. So what we have to do is, again, we have to turn the other way and then look for the connection type. As we see right here, this will be not A type. So this should be, again, the B type. So we have to go back, and then we left with very few. So all of it is mini. I think we can grab any one of that. and we will pick the other side, which is B type, and connect this, and the other side, which is A type, as we see is not connected yet, and then we can connect that to the computer, which is uh, very much we don't have. Let's see, do we have any place left? Well, let's see, to put on the right side. So hopefully that will be work without no issue. So that means we are successfully connect everything that we need to connect and make sure if it's working fine. So that will be conclude this lab, and then let us core the lab and see what is said. As you see here, we are successfully completing the lab. See you in next lab.